Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So my lower back is being a little chatty lately. So as it likes to be. So we are going to do a lovely little practice today to stretch the hips and the back. So this is all about the hips and the lower back. As you can see, per usual, you don't necessarily need a yoga mat. I'm just going to use this blanket that I am sitting on. So feel free to grab a spot on the floor, and we will start in just a cross ankled position. Very similar to this. If this is not comfortable, you can always extend a leg out and then extend the other leg out here in a little bit. But if you can, see if you can come into what's called Sukhasana with ankles crossed. And we'll take a couple breaths per usual to just settle into the decision to come to the floor and help relieve any sort of back or hip soreness we might have for today. So feel free to close the eyes and just give the shoulders a couple rolls. They can move at the same time or move one and then the other. Feel free to turn the head side to side, give the face a little stretch here. You can slide the arms forward so the fingers even wiggle off the ends of the knees and the arms are a little more extended. And then with the eyes closed, just start to feel into the length of the spine. Imagine that the spine is just kind of reaching and supporting the whole body. Imagine the spine extends up through the crown of the head. Obviously, we know that it actually stops right below the skull, but sit up nice and tall, as if there's a string attached to the spine and it's just kind of lifting and being pulled upward. And we'll take a few moments of silence to just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just one more breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel free to have that moment of a little bit of celebration, congratulations that you chose to turn this video on at all and take care of your hips and back today. I think we need to celebrate those little things a little more often. And then you can start to breathe in and out through the nose. If you'd like to include a simple mantra, something that you can just repeat to yourself, it helps a lot when you're going through movement and the mind wants to start to wander. It helps a lot to think of just a little phrase. And as you let the eyes open and we start to circle, maybe that phrase is just simply, I let go. I'm letting go. Letting go, letting go. I love a mantra, something that you can repeat because you don't have to attach anything to it. You don't have to think, I need to let go of, and then think of some sort of specific situation. You can just simply think the phrase, I'm letting go. And then let your body naturally try to let go. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? So circle, circle, circle. And then we're going to just slow it down for a second here. So start to slow. When you shift over to the right, pause here. So the left arm's kind of pushing away on the left knee. Maybe you can take your hand to the earth to support the head dropping to the side. Just see how this feels. This is the tight side of my body, so it always feels real. I feel like I could hang out here. And then we're going to swing through the center over to the other side. So just kind of repeat all of that on the other side. Feel free to try to straighten the right arm. See if that left hand can drop to the ground to support you. I let go. And probably the easiest when you have a mantra that you're repeating to yourself. Easy may not be the right term, but you could think about physically. I'm gonna let go of my head a little more. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to circle back or drop back to the center. Take your hands on top of the legs and go ahead and round up. So lift up. Let the head be the last thing that comes up. And then let the chin lift up. Let the fingers hold on to the knees like you're going to tip back. And then start to reach the heart forward. Heart first, chin next, forehead last. So we're going to rock back and forth, very similar to kind of a cow-cat position. So let that heart lead, little arch of the back. Let the chin reach forward and then the head. And then we're going to come back. One more time. Reaching forward and down. And release. Lift it up. Go ahead and roll the shoulders a few more times. One and then the other. You can kind of circle forward and back. Turn it into a nice little dance. Letting go of how silly you feel or silly you look. We have to do a lot of letting go of that to get the body to feel good. And then we're going to turn or spin if you're on a blanket like I am. And we're going to kind of walk the hips forward, and then we're going to lower down onto the back. So go ahead and release onto the back here. Start by pulling the knees in towards you. Hands can just grab a hold of the top of the knees and give a pull, or you can grab right underneath the knees, give a pull. And then I want you to take the knees and just kind of open the knees here and then bring them back in. Do that a few times. Open and close. And back in. One more time. And back in. And then step the left foot onto the ground. So just let that left foot drop to the ground. We're going to pull the right knee in towards us. And then take your left hand, grab a hold of the right knee, and give it a little pull across the body. Just a little one. It'll cross the line of the belly button. And then come back through the center. And then switch sides. So pull the left knee in towards you. You can let it swing side to side. And then grab a hold of it with the right hand and just a little pull. Barely let it cross the line of the belly button. Back to the center. Set both feet on the ground. And then just let the knees drop side to side. Almost like they're windshield wipers kind of falling side to side. And then the next time they come to the right, go ahead and pause. Let the knees just fall really heavy. See if there's any pain. Obviously, we want to try to come back. But notice if you've clinched up that left leg and you're kind of pushing it towards the ground, go ahead and release and just let that relax. Breathe into the belly. It always helps to breathe into the belly. Just kind of words of wisdom. Breathe into the belly. And then come back through the center, other side. So let the knees drop the opposite way. Take a second to just be here and then notice, are you actively pressing the right leg down, or can you let gravity do the work for you? So we have to work all day long to hold our body up. Go ahead and let gravity do the work for you here. Feel free to take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. I let go, let go, let go. And come back to the center. Go ahead and cross the right ankle above the left knee. And then we're just going to pull the legs in towards you. You can interlace the fingers behind the left knee, or maybe just pause here, rotate the ankle. Staying right here. Again, breathe into the belly. Let go, let go, let go. Turn it into a little song. Take 3 more breaths here while I let my dog in, because he has decided that right now, in the middle of what we're doing, he should come back in the house. And then we're going to switch sides. So just set that foot on the ground, cross the opposite ankle, pull the knee in towards you. Yes, I could have stopped the video, restarted it, let the dog in, but that seems a little silly, right? That's not really real life. So hug the legs in towards you. If you want to shift the knees side to side for a moment, you can. And then just breathe into the belly. See how the brain feels about being still for a moment. And then realize we're not really completely still, right? So as we exhale and give a little pull, the leg comes even a centimeter closer to us. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Just gently pull. See if you can relax the shoulders. Just use the bare minimum of engagement to pull the leg towards you. And then we're going to release. We're going to try to kick the legs up towards the sky. They may not straighten all the way. That's okay. Rotate the ankles, wiggle the toes. And then if the knees are bent, again, a-okay, but maybe press through one leg. Try to just straighten one leg. It may not reach all the way up to the skies. It may need to reach a little bit forward. And then bring it back, send to the other one. Straighten it, wiggle the toes, press through the heel. And then bend the knees, let the knees open. Big toes come towards each other. And then release. You can grab the backs of the legs, give a little rock or roll to one side, come up. We're going to come into our last little back stretch here. Let's come into tabletop. So we'll do a little bit of movement and then we'll come into that final position, which is going to be a child's pose. So find a tabletop, let the belly button drop, let the head lift. I always like to give my face an awkward little stretch here. And then round it out, chin to heart. Shift the hips back 2 inches. And then come back forward. Shoulders land back over the wrists. Let the belly button drop. Let the head lift. Exhale, round it out, chin to heart. Shift back. One more time. Letting the head lift. And rounding it out. As you round it out this time, you could shift the hips back and then keep the back rounded, shift the hips forward, let the head just swing a touch side to side. And then what we're going to do is bring our big toes together. We're going to bring our knees just a touch farther apart, just enough room to let the ribs relax down. And what we're looking for in this child's pose is a rounding of the back. We want that tailbone to try to kind of reach down towards the heels. Now, if this is not comfortable for your body, sometimes child's pose just isn't. I'll give you an option here in a second. But see if you can just kind of sit back, stack the hands, lay the forehead on the hands. Breathe again into that belly. Let the whole body release and relax. If this isn't comfortable, you can come up, bring the knees a little bit closer, and either just sit back, let the toes tuck, and then let that tailbone kind of round down without sitting all the way back onto the heels. So see which one is going to work here for you. And then walk the hands over to the right. We're going to try to lift the left elbow. Let the head go really heavy. In fact, you can let it rest on the right arm. Come through the center, over to the other side. Reach the left hand farther, lift the left elbow, head goes heavy. Back through the center. Find that child's pose again. Rather than stacked hands this time, let's let our shoulders relax a little bit. So you could take your hands back by your feet. See if you can get your forehead to come to the ground. So sometimes this is called rock pose, which is pretty self-explanatory why. And this will be our last place we're going to land. So really round the body. If you can even pull the chin towards you. If you don't feel like you have enough space to breathe, take the knees a little bit wider. We are going to be here for a couple minutes, just a minute or two. Nothing too crazy, I promise. But a position like this where the back of the body is open to the skies is a great position to just let go. Imagine that everything between the shoulders, right there at the back of the heart. There's a little spot, almost like a tendril of smoke releasing up and away from the body. So imagine that your body's just naturally letting go of anything it doesn't need. Start to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I want you to imagine that the body's just becoming heavy. And as it becomes heavy, it's like the bones and the muscles within the body are just turning into marshmallows. These kind of fluffy, no specific shape to them. And we're just breathing and saying those words. I let go. Or that little song. Letting go, letting go, letting go. If you need to adjust to become more comfortable, that's probably a good thing because that means that you are releasing down into the ground. And the body needs to shift a little bit to accommodate you letting go. What a wonderful thought. Imagine all the things you're letting go of, and you're just making room to notice good things that come towards you the rest of the day. You've made room for them by letting go. Let's take 3 or 4 more breaths here. Letting go, making room, making space in the brain and the eyes to notice what you could fill that spot with, what kind of awesome thing you could fill that spot with that you cleared out by letting go. One last breath. And then take the hands to either side of the head. Give a little push and a roll up. So I like to come back to our original seated position. So come back to that Sukhasana. Maybe the hips and the lower back feel exactly the same and you want to do that whole thing again. That is okay. But I thank you so, so much for taking the time to check in with your lower back and your hips and maybe trying to let go of a few things in the process. Just as a reminder, if this is the only mindful thing you do today or this week, it's enough to build a practice around, and it's more than enough.